Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to programming with Java. So in this class we are still going to talk about this programming language, and what we're going to do is pretty simple. I want to basically download everything that we are going to use in order to program in Java. So it's pretty simple. We don't need that much tools. And basically it's some simple downloads that we are going to do directly from Google. So first thing that we need to download is basically the Java development kit, which is really, well, you need to download it in order to be able to program in Java. It's basically the kit that will allow you to write down in this programming language. If you have the description right there, they will explain it way better than me. So this would be the first step. So how to download it? It's pretty simple. You just you just write down this on Google and you should be redirected to this page right there. So it's made by Oracle, and you will have multiple versions. Personally, I will use the last version for this course. So pretty simple, you just click on GDK download. And from this moment, you will have different options. So if you're on a Mac, it's going to be one of those. If you're on a Linux, you will have to choose one of those packages. Me personally, I have a Windows, so I'm going to choose this one right there. So I'm not going to download it since I already have downloaded. But it's pretty simple. You just download it, click on next, 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 and it will automatically be downloaded on your computer. So once again, it's, well, downloading Java will allow you to write down, the Java development kit will allow you to basically write down codes with the Java programming language, and it's really important to basically have it in order to write down in this language. All right, this is the first step. So once you have downloaded the Java programming language, the next step is pretty simple. It's really downloading your text editor. And a brand that I like a lot for text editors, and I pretty much use all their products for any programming language, is JetBrains. So what I'll ask you guys to do is simply write down JetBrains. If you have any other app developers that you like or any other text editor that you guys like, you are free to use it, but for the purpose of this course, we are going to use their tool. So pretty simple, you just click on this thing right there, all developers tool. And here you will have access to basically everything that, well, all the text editors that you guys need. And for the purpose of this, well, this one is for Python, so PyCharm, I really love it. And for the purpose of this course, the one that we're going to use is this one right there. So it's IntelliJ IDEA. It's pretty simple, just click on it, and that's the one that we are going to use. So as you can see, there are plenty of other things right there. So as I said, the one that we are going to use will be this one right there. So IntelliJ, IntelliJ. So pretty simple, we're going to use this one in order to program in Java. Another way to find it, if you can't find it, just click on Java and it should be right there. So it's going to be this one. So pretty simple, you download it. It works pretty much the same way to download. So when you click on the download button, you will have two versions. You will have a paid version right there, or you will have a community version that is open source. So pretty simple, just click on the community version, and this way you guys will have access to it completely for free. So just click on the download button, it will appear right there, and you guys will have access to it. So once it's downloaded, the logo should look something like this. Well, you should have it. It should look something like this, just right there. You should be on a page that looks like this. And basically right now you have access to, well, you have your text editor that is downloaded on your machine, and you have the Java language that is downloaded as well. So you are able to start writing out your code. So it's pretty simple. Then next step will simply be creating a project. We can just click on new project, and here you can create your project. So here we go, we'll name it project 1. So this is where you want to save it and finish. Great, so right now the project have been created. Won't use the tips. Here we go. So once again, if you want to create your project, I repeat once again, you go here on File, you click on New project, and pretty simple, you will have your project. So in the next class, we are going to start talking more about the programmation part. You'll see it's not that complicated. And yeah, we'll really start out from the basics. But until now, you guys should have basically installed the programming language, the text editor, which is really important in order to write down your code. And you should have understood how to create your own project. Here it is. So we have our project one that is ready. All right, so that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to programming with Java. So basically in the past few classes, we have downloaded our text editor, and basically we now know how to set up everything, and now it's time to create our project and write our first lines of code. So you'll see it's not that complicated to do. So if I'm not mistaken, in the past few classes, we have created our first project. So it's pretty simple. I'll redo it right now in order just to be sure that you guys understand how to do it. So you just go in File, then you go in New and New Project. And now you simply select Groovy. You click on Next. Here you write down the name of your project. So it could be Project 1, Project 2. And when it's done, you simply click on Finish and it should be created. So once created, you simply click right here, so your project should be there. Here, for example, I have my project one that is right there. All right, so when everything is done, now it's time to start writing out our code. So how exactly we write down our code, and basically how exactly can we get access to our code? It's pretty simple. So you have your idea right here, out src. So you'll go on your src and simply right click. You'll go on New. And from here, you will be able to create, well, different things. So you'll be able to create Java classes, but also packages, files, and other things. You select Java class. And then what we'll do, we'll simply have to give a name to our class. So I'll just name it, let's say I'll name it Hello. So here we go, my class is created. So when it's all done, I just click on the class. So as you can see, guys, what's going to happen is that we will have this little thing right there that will appear. And it's public class hello. So right now, what's gonna happen is that we are going to write down our first code. So pretty simple. I'm going to, well, it's pretty simple. We're going to write down our first code, which is really printing hello world, which is by default in all programming languages, the basic thing. So at the meantime, we're going to learn some little basics. So once again, I'm not gonna go too much in details. But my goal here is really for you guys to understand how to write down that code. All right, so basically in the code that we are going to write, it's divided in 3 parts. So first part is writing down our class. So we have it right there, which is public class. The name of our class is hello. So basically this is where we are going to create our code. So we are going to create it in the class that is named hello. Then the next step will be writing down the methods that we are going to use, which will be public static void main. So those will be the methods that we are going to use. And then finally writing down our printing line of code, which will allow us to print our code. So if we go step by step, so as I said, first step is writing down our class. So the class should be automatically generated. So your class name is hello, so you should be public class hello. Now next step is pretty simple, is writing down our, well, basically in this case our method. So it's gonna be public, so you have it right there. Then the second thing will be static void, and finally main. So here we go. Now when everything is written down, the next thing will be writing down string, since we're going to use string, and arguments. Also, another thing, in Java, you need to use those parentheses as well. So basically, when you open up a new class, you are going to use this parentheses right there. And then what you want to do is open up another parentheses to basically add in the methods that we are going to use. So basically, if we work for those lines of code, if we work with this method, we're going to open up those parentheses, and everything that we are going to write has to be inside of those parentheses. So basically, those are the methods that we are going to use for the next lines of code that we are going to write down. So pretty important, if you don't write if you don't write inside of those parentheses, it's not gonna work. So if you decide to write down your elements somewhere right here, it's not necessarily gonna work how we want it to work. So it might work, but it's not gonna be as we want it to work. So if you need to be a little bit more advanced to do it. All right, so next thing is pretty simple, is writing down our line of code, which is asking Java to basically print something. So how exactly we print something? It's pretty simple. So we ask our system. So it's gonna be system dot out dot print ln. So pretty important, we are going to print out our elements. So here what exactly we want to print is pretty simple. We want to print our basic lines of code, which in this case will be hello world. So we'll just ask the program to print hello world. So let's do it. So we'll write down hello and finally world. Great. So when everything is done, the next step will be running our program. So how exactly can we run our program? So usually it's simply by clicking right there. But if this button doesn't work, what you want to do is simply go on run right here. So you'll click on run, and here you will choose what exactly you want to run. So here I have a few classes. I have hello, I have hi, I have hi kids. So basically I'm choosing to run hello. So it's right here. So what I want to do right now is simply run it. Now what I want to do is basically see what I have run. So where exactly I will see it? I will see it inside of my terminal. So my terminal is basically right here. So right there, run. So this is my terminal. So basically there it is. As you can see, hello world. Now let's say I want to add some other lines of code to it. So we still going to stay with the basics right now. So right now, congratulations. First of all, you have written down your first program in Java. But now let's say we want to print some other things right here. So how exactly we will print it? So pretty simple, you can just recopy this function right there. So you copy it and you can paste it right there. So basically in here you just change the hello world. So instead of writing down hello world, you can just write down my name is XYZ. And I can run it. So what's going to happen right now is that we are going to have two lines of code. So we're going to have hello world, my name is XYZ. Another really important thing in Java is using this point comma as well. So pretty important to use it. If, for example, I decide to not use it, I take it out. What's going to happen is that I'm going to have an error message. So as you can see, I need to use this point comma, so pretty important. So as you can see in Java, there are some, so for those of you who already have some basic experience with the programming, basically the text editor is pretty much the same, but for the rest, it's some slightly differences. So pretty important. How exactly we are going to write down the code, let me just repeat it again. So first step, writing down our class. So it's going to be automatically generated. So public class, in this case, we are using the hello class. So we gave the name hello to our class. Then the second step is pretty simple. It's calling out our methods, the methods that we are going to use. Here it is. This is our method. And finally, the line of code. In this case, it's going to be print ln. So basically system.out.println, and the line, basically what we want to print. In this case, the only thing that we want to print is hello world. So we can print some more advanced things such as operations and all those things. But we're going to talk about those things in the next few classes. So for the moment, congratulations, you have written down your first lines of code. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class.